Hello friends, welcome to my channel, a channel for learning simple coding. If you find this video to be helpful, please like, share and subscribe my channel. Last video of ToDo app, React Native with the Typescript, we learned how to design this login screen and registration screen for login or registration purpose. Now in this video we are going to log in with this same screen and we are going to store the username and password in the real-time database, and after successful login we will reach to the ToDo app main screen. After successful login we will reach to the ToDo task screen that we are going to do. So for doing that, first of all we need here the object of Firebase. So already we have used Firebase here in ToDo task app, so we make copy of this and just I paste here. So Firebase is ready, object is ready. Now we need to create a function. So whenever I create on login, click on login button, then we should reach to the function. So we say on press and we say here login user. So this function we are going to call, and when we click on register button, then we need to call register user, for example that. So these two functions we need to create. So first function I say const login user equal to like this way, then next function is register user like this way we create. Save this. So both function is ready. Now we have to make a coding for login and registration. So first of all we go to the login. In login what I do, first of all we check username and password is entered by the user or not. So we say if username, that means we need the username and password for these text field to state variable we require, because so far we do not have any state variable. You see these two function we have declared just above the login, but we will declare inside a login here function, and under this function cut this, and under this function I need to declare two state variable first of all. So state variable is username and set username. So we say use state, I say string of the data type and we say empty right now. Then same we take for password also, because we will assign for the text box password, and we say set password. Same we have use state is undefined is saying, so we have to import this. So it's a part of React, so we say use state. Save this. So you see user, then in a text field username we have to assign this. So I say value equal to username, and on change text here we have the value and we assign this value to set username. Here we pass the value. So username is there, then it is username, and we have password also. This is password, so we say value equal to password. We say on change text, then we say value equal to set password, we say value. So both text field we have inside, in both the text field we have set the state variable for their value. Now here I say username dot length is greater than 0 and password dot length is greater than 0, or we can also set that if username is not equal to empty. We can set this one also, that is more useful as compared to length, because length may be for blank value. So here we say if it is not blank then we will do, otherwise we will print the toast here, toast android dot show. So we have to take this also, automatically we are not able to import this. So we say here toast android, save this. So here we say android toast dot show, and here we say please enter username and password, and we say the long duration for this. You see, so if this is empty, so we do like this, and we have to check also that on click on this button that it is for login or it is for registration. because I'm using same screen for login and registration also. So here when I click, then we have to open the registration window for registration screen, and here we have to check if it is for login, then we should do login. If it is for registration, then we register, means we should insert the value in the database. So here we have checked that if information is properly inserted in text field, then we will check if the title of this is equal to login. Remember, if it is for login, then we will do this. Else if it is not for login, means it is for registration, then we will do the registration of user. So for login purpose, first of all I say Firebase, then .app .database, remember, then I say .ref, and then because we are going to read the information, so I say once, and we say value, and after that I say then we have a data in this, and then we will use this, we will display the data, we will check the username and password in this data, and we will go to the next screen. So here we have checked the login, save this data we have. So in this database we have to pass the reference of the database. So this is the reference, so we take copy of this, and I pass it here, save this. Now I need to pass the reference also, so I say reference is, here we have ToDo data, so here I say the reference is ToDo login. I will give the here, so I will read all the information from ToDo login if the information is available. So what I do, I say data dot for each, and here we have a value, and we go inside this. Here I check that if value dot val dot username, remember, equal to the username which we have inserted, and value dot val dot password equal to the password that we have inserted, then we'll navigate to the next screen. Else we will say wrong username and password. So for that we need navigation also. So for navigation purpose, here is a route, so I need a navigation also, navigation, remember, like this way, this navigation I need. So I say if everything is okay, then we say navigation dot we say replace, and we go to the ToDo task, remember, save this. If username password is okay, and after this we return true, so this error will gone. Else here we will display android toss.show, and we display a wrong username and password, like this way. If we are not able to log in with this, we say wrong username and password. So we would not say here because it will, every time it will display the warning for all and every user. So I just cut it from here, and after this, completing this, we go outside, and here I will print if do not reach to the, if username password not found, at the last we will say that information is not available, like this way, remember. So we will display the information wrong username and password if we do not found any user here. Now we go to the here in the registration. If login is not, this page is not open for login, that means it is open for registration purpose. If you click here, it will open for registration purpose. So we copy this and I paste here, but I need here registration ID also. So for that I import UUID package, import UUID from UUID, like this, because we want unique ID. So I create unique ID for every user. So I say where, or we say let UID, we can say user ID is UUID dot v4 function dot toString. So we need this string here, and here after that in the reference I will pass here, I will pass the SID, means the UID of user ID I will pass here. Then I don't need once, I need set function, and inside this set function we will insert the value. I say UID is UUID, then I say username is username, then I say password is password that we want to add here. After that we will go to then, if everything is okay, then we will go inside this, and here I will navigate to the replace function here, and I pass this, and I open ToDo task. I open ToDo task like this. If you insert the user, then we directly go to the login screen. Remember that. So I think login screen is ready now, and we have to go for registration also. This user, if title equal to login, remember, if it equal to login, then we navigate to the login screen. So I say navigation dot replace to the login, and we have to pass here the title equal to, we have to pass the title to register. Remember, because if login is open, then we have to open for registration purpose, and else if registration is open, then we open for login purpose, like this. Save this. So for example, suppose this is login window is open, and if I try to log in, because because this time user is not available, we have not registered any user, so we try to check if there is any error. So suppose I say Vipin Classes is the password, I click here, and it will say wrong username and password. Okay, so because username password is not available, so we are getting a message wrong username and password. So I click on register. You see this same screen is convert. Here is we have a register, here we have a register button. So now it will use the second part, this one, for inserting a user, and it we go to the task, to do task. So here I say same Vipin, and I say here classes is the password, I say register, and you see it will insert and go to the to do task. So that means we have created, you see, to do login we have created a user, and we have the password. So one user has been created, we have the same password here. So you see that we successfully insert the user here. Now suppose I restart it. So after restart, you will see that we have some problem, that it will log out automatically, because we do not have a persistency right now for the login. So we are restarting this. You see again we have a login window. So if we have a user already, like Vipin we have, so we have a Vipin, and we put here password classes. Remember that right now we are not using this second part of this one, registration part we are not using. Now we will use the first part where we have a login, and we will log in with the same username and password. So I click here, and it will search all the username and password. If username password is found, so it is coming here, but it displaying wrong username and password also. So that is the wrong thing. So we do not we don't want to show this message. So for that we have to do some changes here, because every time we are running this for each loop. So after coming out of this, we are displaying it without checking this. So this wrong password, so I create one more state variable. So I say const, I say check, set check equal to use state, I say boolean, and here by default is false. Remember here, if by default is false, and suppose we found the username and password, so I set check, and I say so true. Remember, so I make it true. That means so false condition is true. Now if it is false, I say if check, if not check means if it is false, so we have to display this. If it is false, then we have to display this. If it is true, and it will true by this if we successfully log in. So once again we try to restart this. Suppose I do login again, Vipin, and I say classes and I say login. It will found the username and password, and we have the same. So you see that it is not working right now also, because this variable is not changing their value on a time. That's why we having a problem. So I cut it from here and I use effect function. Under the use effect, I will take this, that is the working of use effect function, requirement of use effect function. So, and here I put the condition that if check variable is update, then we should call this and we should check. If it is false, then we should display this, otherwise we do not do anything. Now we try to restart again, check it. We already have a false, so in a beginning we have a false and I make it true. So I do not initialize any value because it's doing some problem. So here I say null also, no problem, and I pass here null in the beginning. Otherwise it will show every time the register wrong value. So right now is condition satisfied. So now we see use effect condition. So if I say here Vipin and I say classes and I click on login, and you will see that this time I think we do not have this message, yes. But if we have a wrong username password, so I just restart and I try to check this once again. So we have to remember that we have not doing false to this. So here we did everything for each. After that, here we need to call set check equal to false also, because by default it is null. So we check false also here. And if suppose I write some other user, I say ABC and ABCD, anything else I write here. So if I log in with this, so you see after this we have a wrong username password because this user is not available, you see. So we done this. So successfully we have inserted the user in the real-time database. We have checked the login and password. But the problem here is, one problem we have, that each and every time when we restart this application, we have to log in again and again. If we don't want that, if suppose we want, Google is showing the saving information but we don't want to save. So suppose if we want to use some technique to preserve the username and password, means if somebody log in with the application, we should save the information until the user log out from the application. If that we want to implement, I will show you in the next video with the help of async storage. Async storage is a very useful library for React Native to store the information whatever you want in your application. And because of that application we can store username password also, and whenever we do log out, then only it will remove the information and again we can log in. Otherwise we will preserve the login and we will keep directly to the ToDo screen, and we will remove this login screen again and again for every user. So once you log in your mobile with your username and password, so you will be remain login with the help of that async storage application. So how to do this we will see in the next video. I think in this video I have explained you that how to create a user, how to register with user, how to log in with user, how we can navigate to the main screen after successful login. Everything we have done. In next video we will see how to preserve the login, username and password until you log out from the application. That we are going to learn in the next video. If you like it, please do subscribe. Thank you for watching this video.